I was talking with a friend the other day, and we were talking about English history, and he asked me an interesting question, which is, why is there a castle, like, 5 minutes away from the next castle in England? It was a bit of an exaggeration, but he makes a fair point. Why were there so many castles in England? Because of the Normans. The Norman invasion of 1066 completely changed English identity, what it meant to be English. Because for centuries, the English had been, Saxons and Angles and Jutes and local Brythonic peoples. All this changed in 1066 when the Normans invaded. The Normans, although they come from Normandy, which is in northern France, were not French. They were just like Frankish gentrified Vikings. A Viking warlord named Rollo had gone over in the 10th century and made a deal with the king of the Franks. Basically, he'd convert to Christianity, he'd defend the Frankish kingdoms, and in return, he was granted money and land. But his descendant, William the Bastard, or the Conqueror, depending on your preference, defeats Harold Godwinson at the Battle of Hastings in 1066. He is now King of England and Duke of Normandy. However, he and his following descendants have a bit of a problem. The Saxons don't like them, because Normans gave preferential treatment to Normans. They saw the Saxon English as serfs. And it starts a new chain of rule in England, which is, the Norman knights and the Norman court. So the Normans are occupiers. If you're going to oppress people that outnumber you with brutal taxes, laws, changing their culture, changing the language of the nobility, you best have high walls to hide behind. So the Normans start this big sort of castle building project. It's all about projection of power. You can't get me, I have high walls. And it was also about consolidating power, because when the Normans took power in England, they had a strong base in the south, but the north was constantly rebellious. So much so that William and even his descendants had to go up multiple times to commit atrocities. It was called the Harrying of the North. But yeah, that's why there's so many castles. A bunch of Norman kings and Norman knights basically having a place to hide from the populace that wanted them dead.